Hey, what's up everybody? Justin Seeley here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. As always, thank you for making me a part of your day. And happy Friday, everybody. We freaking made it. We made it. Finally. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I do a lot of tutorials here about Photoshop, Illustrator, and other creative things. And if you are already subscribed, don't forget to turn on notifications so you get a little ding each and every time I post a new video, or at least that's how it's supposed to work. Now, let's get into today's tutorial. We're going to be jumping back into Adobe Illustrator, and we're going to be creating a cast shadow, like you see here. Ooh, ominous. But it's kind of challenging, really, to think about. Like there were all these complicated ways to do it, like using 3D extrusions and things like that. But I wanted something that was simple, so even Illustrator beginners could follow it. And I think I've done just that. So you'll see here, this is just editable text here, and this is a vector object here. Two very basic, simple things. And so let me show you how I created this. Let's start by creating a new document. Command or Control N on the keyboard. Does not matter how big or how small. As usual though, I will be using 1000 pixels by 1000 pixels. And then I'm going to grab my type tool, and I'm going to click out on the artboard here to start typing, and we'll just do something like the word shadow. And then we're going to blow up the size of our type, and we're going to do that by holding down the entire left side of the keyboard and one of the caret keys. So Shift Option Command on the Mac, Shift Alt Control on the PC, and the right caret key. That's the key that's close to the question mark if you're playing the home game. And then we'll just blow that up just like that. Now I'm going to change the type here, and I'm going to go looking for a font called, and I'm actually not really sure how to pronounce this, Bebas, or Babass. You throw a little Western Kentucky slang on it. But in any case, find it. BABS is the name of the font. You can find that for free at most of those font downloady websites. And I'm going to leave it like that. Blow it up a little bit. And then we're going to hold down Option or Alt, click and drag down so that we have a copy just below our original. Now, I need to turn this into a vector shape. I need to get rid of the editable text portion of it, and the easiest way to do that is to hold down Shift Command on the Mac, Shift Control on the PC, and the letter O, and that's going to convert it to outlines. O for outlines. So once we do that, we can't edit this text anymore, so make sure before you create your copy that you've gotten rid of all typos and whatnot. And then now it's just a vector shape. You can see here if I double click, it does not edit the text. It allows me to go in and edit individual shapes. But that's not what we're going to do here, so I'm just going to double click to exit. Make sure you have this object selected, and then look in your properties panel for this little button here to flip it vertically. That's going to align the bottoms all the way across there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to look for the free transform tool. You can also get that by pressing the letter E on your keyboard. Once you do that, grab this tool, the perspective distort tool, and then go to one of the corner points of your vector object. Click and drag out to start changing the perspective of your shadow. Now, as you can see, this shadow is way too big. It falls off the artboard, and it does not look realistic. So we're going to start taming it down by switching back to the free transform tool, and then clicking and dragging up until it's a little bit more manageable, like so. Then we're going to grab the selection tool. We're going to go up to the effect menu, blur, Gaussian blur, just give it a 5 pixel blur. And then I'm going to fill this with a white and black gradient, which is in your default swatches panel here. But you'll notice it does it across each letter. That's not what we want to do. Let's grab the gradient tool with the letter G. I'm going to click from the bottom, holding down the Shift key and dragging up. And basically what I want is I want it to be darker closer to the original and lighter going away. That's going to make it look as though the shadow is kind of falling off, fading out into the foreground. And then if we want this to be able to be shown on backgrounds that are different colors, we've got to change the color of the gradient stop, because right now it's white. So let's change this by double clicking, change it to black, and then change the opacity setting to 0. That way it looks the same, but it's not the same. Then I will grab my selection tool, select everything, and let's just move this down a little bit until it's kind of in the middle. Grab my rectangle tool, draw out a rectangle, just like that. Let's change the color of this to something like yellow. Right click, arrange, send to back. And then there is my shadow in Illustrator. So as you can see, pretty easy technique. You can do this with a lot of different things. You can also alter up the color of the top object if you wanted to make it, whatever you wanted. Lots of different ways to play around with that and change it. But in any case, this is a super easy way of creating pretty realistic cast shadows in Illustrator. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or you want to share your work with me out on the interwebs, you can do so by following me at Justin Seeley on Twitter. You can also find me on Instagram at Justin S. Seeley. Don't forget to add the extra S in there. And then you can tag me in your photos. You can also ask me questions there. And also let me know what you want to see here on the YouTube channel, because I love to take requests and put that into my content calendar for you. So that's it. I got nothing else. So thank you again for watching. Have a great weekend. I'll see you right back here for another tutorial next week.